Previously on the final pitch, William Tulim's Team Mega Global go through their business challenge.
You have 1 hour to do 3 dishes for 5 people.
Careful.
Sorry.
That could actually work.
With this item, it won't and it can't.
This week, the entrepreneurs arrive at the final steps of their journey with their last mentoring sessions.
Choosing an advisor, a lawyer, is just like choosing a partner as well.
If you're about happiness, find the truth, make it match, then tell it well.
My name is John Aguilar, and I'm a serial entrepreneur based in Manila, Philippines. I've gathered 4 illustrious investors looking to fund and support the next great Filipino company. William Tu Lim, founder of Mega Global Corporation, makers of the #1 sardine brand in the country, Mega Sardines. Michael Dargani, President and CEO of Ice Dream Inc., Philippine licensee of the well-loved global ice cream brand Baskin-Robbins. Mika Tan, Millennial CEO of the MFT Group of Companies. And Mark Vernon, founder of the blockchain-based digital currency platform TagCash. Our goal is to find the best up-and-coming entrepreneurs and help take their businesses to the next level. In the end, they face the investors in the pitch of their lives. Many will try, but only a few will make it to the final pitch. Hello, entrepreneurs.
Hi, John.
So one of the most overlooked but critical aspects of launching and running a business is the legal framework. So our next mentor for today will help run you through the legal aspects of your respective businesses. He is the foremost tech lawyer in the country and the managing partner of Goreseta Africa Cauton in Saavedra. Entrepreneurs, please help me welcome attorney Mark Goreseta. Mark.
So I'm Mark Goreseta. I'll conduct a short lecture about certain tips for startups and entrepreneurs on how to do business. Then we'll break into 2 groups. There you could ask your questions and hopefully you'll be able to answer. All right, so let me start. Okay, so when you raise funds, it could be equity or debt alone, or equity alone, or combination. It depends, right? So family and friends, angel investors, usually these are individuals who have extra money. Then venture capitalists, private placement, of course, crowdfunding. So these are the basics. Of course, bank loans, business loans, and last, fundraising options, of course, joining a contest like the final pitch, right? When you do fundraising, before you bring in the money, you really have to have good corporate governance. Start probably by getting a mentor, an independent director who is also in that space but has gone through all of the trials already. Next would be the laws that will be important or applicable to you. After several years or 38 years, we have a revised corp code. You can now put up a company, 1 person, 2, 3, 4. The next is Ease of Doing Business Act. The idea here is to streamline. Each government agency is now mandated to come out with their own rules on how to implement this. So Innovative Startup Act, so exemption for certain fees. There are certain amount they're given to certain industries, grants for research, etc. This old law, BMB, if you have total assets of 3 million, then you'll be exempted from tax, you'll be exempted from minimum wage law. Choosing an advisor, a lawyer, a financial consultant, an accountant, an auditor is just like choosing a partner as well. At the end of the day, you have to ask the hard questions. Do they know your business? Okay, so at this point, I'll introduce you to one of my partners. He heads the special projects and infrastructure practice of the firm, Attorney Edsel Tupas. So,
Hi, Mark. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So now we'll break into 2 groups. Group 1 could go now to the 4th floor of the firm, of this office building. Group 2 could stay here at the 15th floor. So, thank you. With me now here is Christine Torres. On my right is Attorney Lian Candelario. We're ready to answer your questions.
My name is Adrian Porcioncola. I'm the Vice President of Operations of Azure AMDG Ventures Inc. We have a franchisee who wanted to bring our brand in New York. One of our strategy is to set up a processing plant there. So we will produce the empanada there and hand the recipe to the master franchisee. I would like to ask lang, how would it protect our company and our recipe para hindi siya mapunta sa other master franchise, or how would we control the master franchise?
The right over your intellectual property is really territorial. So in this case, although you're registered here in the Philippines, since you're bringing that brand outside the Philippines, we highly recommend that you also secure trademark registration in that country where you will distribute your product.
I see.
And you have to ensure that your employment contracts or contracts with consultants are intact. So it's really advisable that you ensure that the whatever rights over the intellectual property will be owned by the owner. Yes.
Okay, so feel free to make your query pitch.
My question is, how can we protect our rights and other legal documents since I am fresh graduate student entrepreneur, and what should be our operating agreement or bylaws?
So offhand, you should have your shareholders agreement, assuming you have partners. That shareholders agreement should reflect all your management activities, like how do you want your company to be operating, like how will you decide on matters, especially since you have partners. In some of the shareholders agreement that we draft, we usually include who will be in charge of financials, who will be handling the day-to-day operations. You have to already put everything in a document so that when there are issues that will arise later on, you have a guideline to look at on how you will decide on that.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for our Q&A. Good luck. We just want to wish you well, and we actually think that there should be more of you guys doing great stuff. Thanks.
Hello, entrepreneurs. I guess it's safe to say in this day and age, you have no business being in business if you do not use digital marketing. In fact, if you're watching this show for the first time on your mobile device, it means this next mentor was probably very helpful in helping the final pitch reach out to a bigger online audience. So our next mentor used to be the Chief Marketing Officer of Lazada. He left, put up his own company, which is now the leading performance marketing company in the Philippines. So entrepreneurs, please help me welcome the founder and CEO of Quanta Digital, Tristan de Bellois.
Thank you for the intro. Nice to meet you. So today, for this session, I will have also Sydney, who is my digital director. Welcome, Sydney. Okay, so let's start. We are here today to give you a bit of background on digital marketing. All the companies are moving toward digital marketing. So what is it? It's a main focus of every time you want to reach a customer online, to promote your brands, to attract new customers, at the end increase your sales, and also to scale. So we're gonna split it into two. One gonna be an organic part, the free part of social media, and the other part gonna be the paid, when you're gonna start putting money on Facebook and Google. So one of the first free channels that is covered in digital marketing is SEO, search engine optimization. What is SEO? Is a part in Google. So Google is divided into two. The top part, when you type something, you see an ad, this is a paid. But all the rest is a free part, where you don't need to spend any money. So the more your website is fast, the more Google gonna give you a good ranking. The more you're gonna work on optimizing to be on top, the more free traffic you're gonna get. Next one is social media marketing. By doing this, you create a community, you create awareness, and you create engagement with your audience, which is important. And the more your posts get engagement, the more Facebook algorithm gonna rank higher, and the more you're gonna be able to reach a free part of the community. And the last one that I want to cover is email. Email marketing is still an important channel to focus on, and it's also free. Now we're gonna discuss a bit more the paid channels.
So for paid channels, we're gonna discuss two main channels for the Philippines, which is Google advertising and Facebook advertising. So for Google Ads, it's split between 3 main channels. So SEM, search engine marketing, and Google Display Network, which is for images, and YouTube ads for videos. So for SEM, it's what appears on top. It usually is tagged with an ads box or sponsored. For Google Display Network, what's good with this is that not only you're able to target people who are within a specific demography, but you can actually target them based on their historical footprint within Google. And the same goes for YouTube ads. With Facebook, you get to considerably increase your audience size as long as they're within your defined audience profiles, within the location, and they're online. You can definitely hit those people with your different ads.
So now you describe a bit Facebook and Google. What is important is to monitor and to track, okay? So the main support is analytics, pixel and SDK. Analytics is spending time, so there is a lot of data in digital, but you need to digest them and to understand them, okay? The second one is a pixel. A pixel is a piece of code that you put in your website, okay, from Facebook and Google. So every time you send traffic from Facebook, Google and so on, you're gonna be able to know that this person visited your website. So a pixel is for website, okay? What we call a pixel for the website is called SDK for an app. So by having those tracking in place, you can retarget them. Let's say I visited your website, but I don't want to buy right now, I don't have the money. It's like 10th of October, I need to wait for payday. So for the next 5 days, you're gonna target them. They can see you on Facebook, and on payday, they came back again, and they make a purchase on payday. I hope you got more learning on digital, and most important, I hope now you have all the tools to scale. Thank you very much, and see you soon.
Up next, welcome to Google.
We need to take the finite resources that we have and deploy them in the most strategic and structured way possible.
It's only when people see the truth in your brand will your brand be truly meaningful to them.
Hello, entrepreneurs. Hi, welcome to Google. I'd like to introduce to you your next mentor. He is the business development lead for Google. He is none other than Do-An Kim.
Hello, entrepreneurs. As you can see, this is our Google Philippines office. Today we have an amazing segment ready for you guys. Shall we get started? Yes! All right, over this way. So today, this session is about growing your startup in the digital age. We know today that digital is an important journey as it relates to getting your marketing message out to the public. If you look at where your customers are and where you could potentially advertise to them and reach them, it'll be online. There are 3 themes that we've identified here at Google that's really driving this usage. The first is the middle class in the Philippines. They have more buying power than ever before. The second, the price of connectivity becoming more affordable. And last, smartphone prices. Collectively, these 3 themes has really made the digital acceleration very fast. By 2025, we estimate that 4 out of every 10 consumers in the Philippines will purchase a product or service online on a regular basis. How do you head-on tackle this digital marketing and capture this opportunity in front of you? And this is really where Google comes in. There's 3 main products. The first is Google Search. This is a product that all of us use, and millions of Filipinos every single day use Google Search. Have you ever done any online shopping and you didn't buy that thing? And then all of a sudden these ads follow you all around the web. This is Google Display Ads at work. It ensures that it captures the user and allows you to continually raise awareness, consideration throughout the purchasing journey. And then lastly is YouTube. And in terms of getting reach, there's no better platform than YouTube to do so. I want to walk you through how you strategically think about creating a marketing funnel. So the marketing funnel is a concept that marketers use today. We refer to this marketing funnel every time we go into a media strategy with any of our customers. As marketers, our role really is to move people down this marketing funnel as fast as possible to take some action that is valuable to you, whether that's a purchase. And the idea here is that you want to move people down this marketing funnel for the most cost-effective prices possible in the most systematic and structured way possible. So we need to take the finite resources that we have and deploy them in the most strategic and structured way possible so that you find this largest addressable market, you drive awareness to them, then you drive consideration once they're aware about your product, and then lastly, you want to make sure at that point when they're very close to purchasing, you want to make sure that you're present, because 65% of people will research your product or service before they buy. So the next activity that we have is to help each one of you define your own marketing funnels. So you have a sheet in front of you, and so let's go ahead and create this. At the end of this, we'll take one of the startups and we'll also create the Google Ads account so that we can incorporate the structure that we created into a marketing plan on Google Ads. Okay? Learn a little bit more about your startup.
Hi, my name is MK. I'm the founder of FH Moms. What we do is we help Filipino mothers get an online job through our online courses.
Who is the largest addressable market that you're trying to tailor your marketing initiatives to?
Our target mostly are stay-at-home moms.
Gotcha. So stay-at-home moms that are looking for jobs.
Right.
Okay, understand. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
We're from AJA Marketplace. Okay. So what we do is we're making it easier for the government agencies related to the water utilities like water districts, LGUs.
Okay, I understand. So your target market would be government agencies
yes.
that are looking for these very niche products. Okay. Yeah. This Google would be a fantastic platform to do so, and I believe that we'll be setting up a Google account together here in a bit.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
Well, I'd like to invite AJA Marketplace up so that we can demonstrate just simply how easy it is to set up a Google account from the minute that you set it up to running your first campaign. Come on up, guys. So what you'll see here on the screen is the sign up screen. So go ahead and enter your name and your email address and a password. And then here you can talk about some of the unique selling points that you guys have, large marketplace for water utility equipment. You can save it as is. So for now, let's go ahead and save as is. So as you can see, it's step by step here. It will tell you specifically what you need to put in, the requirements. So here it'll give you character counts, how this headline will look like on the right-hand side, and you can see as you go along, step-by-step process. And if you have any questions, do feel free to reach out to me so that together we can grow the startup ecosystem here in the Philippines and help each of you be successful and ultimately in successfully securing an investment on the final pitch. Thank you, guys.
Hello, entrepreneurs. Hi, John. Welcome to McCann World Group Philippines, the biggest marketing communications agency in the country. Recognized both here and abroad for its stellar marketing strategies and award-winning advertising campaigns. Your next mentor is a famous, globally acclaimed, multi-awarded icon in the world of advertising. He is the Chief Disruptor, Chairman and CEO of McCann World Group Philippines, Raul M. Castro.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. Welcome to McCann. I've read a lot of the initial ideas that you have, and I must say they're fantastic. However, if the eventual pitch is to get some people to invest in your businesses, then I thought I should impart this bit, playing the long game to win. I joined the business of marketing at a time when mass communications was just liberalized. And that time, the landscape of popular culture was very, very simple, right? So it was very easy to find out if you were successful or not, depending on how popular culture bit your idea. However, that harmonious reality was upended by a perfect storm of media and technology. And so as a result, the landscape of popular culture has become more cluttered and more complicated than ever before. All of this means that popular culture today is noisier, more cluttered, more diverse, more global, and ultimately more competitive than ever. The question, how can a brand dominate in this globality? More content is not the answer. In fact, consumers think that not only is there too much of it, but they also think that most of the content out there is garbage. More technology isn't the answer either. A lot of the ideas that you are going to be pitching rely on technology. I'm not saying that's bad, that's good. But to rely on technology alone, believing that the medium will carry you through success, I'm not sure. Because everybody has the same access to technology as you do. Somebody else is thinking up of the same idea probably, and will have access to the same technology. And eventually, whatever is good now will eventually become obsolete, right? How can you play a long game with something that changes constantly? What then can you rely on? The world as we know it has changed over time, but human nature has not. But without a deep understanding of people, what moves people and what compels people to act, media and technology are useless. Connectivity is not exactly connection. Data, no matter how big or accurate, can facilitate, but it cannot consummate. Whether they will appreciate your business, consume your business, use it, and make it a part of their lives is not a guarantee. Only world-class creative intuition can do that. So you can take a look at your business idea and judge if it is answering a universal motivation, right? Love. Will it help someone sigh and yearn for romance? Discovery. Will it help someone feel awe at the world? Purpose. Will it help someone feel like he or she is a part of something bigger? Success. Will it help someone feel that they've accomplished something? If your brand does not make people feel better about their lives, their relationships, or their dreams, it doesn't matter much what you put into it or where you put it. Because the medium is not always the message. As a matter of fact, the message is not always the message. Most successful brands, the feeling is the message. Brands who win big in popular culture are the ones armed with a true insight into human nature. Because it's only when people see the truth in your brand will your brand be truly meaningful to them. I've read some of your papers. There is a role and there is something being addressed. But is it truly meaningful? Is it something that your business alone can own? And can you tell it well over and over and over and over and over? You'll have to have the ability to tell it well. Truth well told, it can change the fortunes of a brand, right? I wish you all the luck as you foray into pitching and in convincing the investors to invest in your business. I wasn't asked to be an investor, so I'm not investing in any of your businesses, but I thought they were damn interesting. Good luck to all of you, entrepreneurs.
Up next.
Lawyers must see their job as a duty, not a business. All you need to do is get one disgruntled consumer to talk about you in the internet, and you're done.
After an enlightening mentoring session with McCann World Group's Raul Castro, Raul proceeds to dissect the businesses of two select entrepreneurs.
Who is behind LexMeet? There you are. It's e-lawyering, roughly. There are no laws against it, but when I've read about lawyering, there is this general thing that you have to take on cases as a purpose. It's not like a racket. It's got to be of a bigger thing, which I think might be something that might be taken against the business. I'm not saying it's a bad business. I think it's useful. I think it's good. You see, whatever issue it is that I have, it's very personal to me. But because of the medium, and it exists in a very impersonal medium, and then there will be votation and all of these things, right? I think it has a role, right? But I think to make that even more meaningful, what if we put trust in the picture? How many lawyers do you have?
400.
400. How do I know that they will want to help me as opposed to making a buck? Because when I start one-on-one, right, I'm charged for length of time that I'm talking to them. And if I'm charged for the length of time that I engage with you, I think it disrupts or disturbs the thing I need the most of from you. I need to trust you, and I need to, feel that you want to help me. And then maybe all you need to do is get one disgruntled consumer to talk about you in the internet, and you're done. So if you can put the concept of trust in this thing, I think it might be of help. Is there a cost? I mean, for example, why are you doing this?
I'm a lawyer myself, and I encounter so many OFWs.
Exactly.
Looking for legal service. They experience so many persons taking advantage of their...
Yes. I would make that a certain focus, right? You can't get everybody to go there, but if you can get 100% or 90% of a community going for it, then you have fans and you have people rallying behind it, and all the more it can become meaningful. So I guess it's very clear what the meaningful role your business wants to do. But I would make that a very solid argument. All right. The other idea that caught my interest was FH Moms. Aha! That was really good. But then I did my homework. Technically, there's a freelancing boom, right? Well and good. But it's very easy to copy. Now, I thought I'd help you pin on the emotional or the meaningful role. You know what makes it unique? Filipina. The Filipina home-based mom. Yeah? The Filipino home-based mom. I'm not sure if it's clear, but your logo says FH Moms. When I was talking to my team, let's research about FH Moms. You know, some sexy things went through their brain, huh? You know, was that intentional? No. You mean you're playing with FHM?
I first thought about Filipino home-based moms, and I'm thinking of an abbreviation. And of course, I cannot use FHM, so I was able to come up with FH Moms, and I thought it's fun since I also wanted to create a fun community for the moms. And Pinoy likes to play with words.
That's how we get in trouble. Just because you can create it doesn't mean you should create it. Right? Just because you can rhyme doesn't mean you should. Just because you can play on FHM doesn't mean you should. But the thing that makes you unique is the F in FH Moms. Not H, because there's a lot of freelancers. There's a lot of people who are home-based. And sometimes they're not moms. Not moms. Because there are a lot of moms. There are a lot of mom sites, mom things, etc. Because they come with certain problems. They come with certain territories. They come with feelings. They come with their own challenges, which will make your site very relevant. So don't try to be everything for everyone. That's how businesses fail. When I checked, there was no other home-based mom site that is Filipina, right? I think you gotta own doggedly, persistently, consistently Filipina home-based. Yeah, and then dig it until you are meaningful and relevant. Tell it very well, tell it continuously, tell it consistently.
Thank you.
My 2 cents worth. I don't know, is that helpful? Yes. I wish I could do for the others, but...
Wala na akong question, pero gusto ko lang mag-thank you sa inyo, sobra. Ang dami ko kasing natutunan, as in.
Well, I'll give you a hug. Well, yeah. Right, and congratulations. Excellent. And I'm sure all of you had emotional stories behind your businesses. And so I am not in doubt you will find some degree of success. I mean, I think light will always shine on good causes. Sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's long, but it will happen. I don't know, I'm an optimist. I've gotten this far just being happy and optimistic. Good luck, be well.
Next time on The Final Pitch. Today is your moment because this can potentially be the pitch of your lives. Welcome to your final pitch.
With your amount, I don't think we would be possible for us to enter your proposal.
Wouldn't you need additional expertise? Do you feel you have enough of that?
I just feel that there is conflict. You'd like to get your numbers right, gain some traction.
I don't know. You've got no experience in business, so I'm not sure whether I should invest.